And Danielle Savoni joins us now from Yama Vans. And Danielle, we could see a month's worth of rainfall over the next few days.
Yeah, you're right, Cam. This is a serious one, of course. What we had was a couple systems out in the Pacific that joined forces, combined. Now it could be pretty intense as it gets to southern Alberta, and we could see some huge totals, localized flooding possible with this as well. I'll quickly go over in the gray. That's where we have the statement in place, and then in the green there, that's the rainfall warning. So the rainfall warning is really Kananaskis up through Rocky Mountain House area, and the statement is in place for all of southern Alberta. I want to pull in possible totals here of rainfall, and when you keep in mind that this is just in a few days, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, these are the totals that are possible, you can see why this could lead to some localized flooding. So for the Lethbridge area, basically Crowsnest Pass over to Lethbridge, 100 millimeters possible, and then Kananaskis and up. Over 100 millimeters. In fact, some models are even suggesting 200 millimeters in some areas. 50 to 80 millimeters for Calgary. And east of Calgary, basically east of QE2 and Highway 2, is where we're looking at 60 millimeters of rain, but also strong wind gusts. So when the ground saturates, we have the potential for trees falling and power outages. Okay, 20 degrees is the temperature right now in Calgary. This is the calm before the storm. And when you look at 5th Avenue Volkswagen, find more than what you're expecting at 5th Avenue Volkswagen. Here's your 24-hour forecast, and calm until the overnight hours, and by tomorrow morning the rain will kick in and it will be heavy at times. Embedded thunderstorms possible as well, and just a high of 16. More details coming up. Cam.
All right, let's head back out to Danielle. So Danielle, do we have an idea of when we're going to see the heaviest rainfall?
Well, we're looking at the heaviest rainfall for Saturday. Before I get into the whole forecast here, I want to talk more about why I'm at Yama Vans right now in Calgary. And the key thing, Calgary Health Foundation Home Lottery Mountain Edition, the deadline, the early bird deadline is midnight tomorrow. It's over 90% sold out, so you got to get your tickets. This behind me is an idea of one of the prizes that can be won. It's a Mercedes Sprinter van, and it's customizable by Yama Vans. So super cool. Maybe you can live off the grid or something like that. All right, and I have Yaro Kiselev from Care West joining us. And so over 90% sold out, can win cool things like this, but then also it goes to a great cause. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. Thanks, Danielle. We're very excited with this project, and we're rebuilding people's lives. Every ticket sold will support Albertans who require complex continuing care to have an enhanced quality of life. We're rebuilding people's lives. Many of these individuals have lived through tough times, and now we're helping them get back on their feet through targeted programs, developing their skills, and getting them back out into the community. We've been engaging our residents, community stakeholders to create a meaningful environment for these people, and the proceeds from this lottery will go a long way in supporting their quality of life. We're excited with this project, and thank you very much for the partnership with all the people involved.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. So win-win, win-win with this one.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Yaro.
My pleasure.
Okay, when we get into this forecast here, it's not a win-win-win-win. We do need rain. We do need moisture. We don't need this much all at once. So before I get into the forecast, well, first of all, it's the calm before the storm right now. We have beautiful weather in most communities in southern Alberta at the moment. It's 19 in Calgary, 27 in Lethbridge, 26 in Medicine Hat. And before I get into the forecast, just to zoom in and show you a couple ideas of temperatures here, it's 19 downtown and in Bragg Creek and in Strathmore and in Irricana. Get your daily dose of greens at Serenity Golf Club, just 20 minutes east of Calgary. Okay, so potential issues with the system. Here are the key things to look at. Heavy rain in a short amount of time, so that can lead to localized flooding. Calgary, yes, included in that potential as well. A key thing east of QE2 and east of Highway 2 is we're also looking at strong wind gusts. And when wind gusts get to 80, 90 kilometers per hour, when the ground is very saturated, that could push over some trees, create some power outages and some damage there. We have the statement in place, as you can see, in the dark dark gray, all of southern Alberta is included in that. And then in the green, up Kananaskis through Rocky Mountain House area, this is where it will likely be one of the bullseye points for this system and where we could see some of the heaviest amounts of rain. So some models suggesting up to 200 millimeters in some localized areas possible, Kananaskis, and even to the south is possible as well. But most likely for Crozes Pass, Pinter Creek over to Lethbridge and that corridor, we're looking at about 100 millimeters of rain. Calgary 50 to 80 millimeters of rain, and then again east of that 60 millimeters of rain plus gusts 80 even 90 kilometers per hour, and that's where we run into that tree risk and the power outages. There's a look at the system. Yesterday this was 2 systems and they've now joined forces. They're attached to an upper level low. This is a slow mover, and this is why it could deliver a lot of rain in just 3 days, because it will just be hovering over us. I'll give you an indication. I'm just going to play this through here so you can get an idea of what this system looks like and how it will just develop on our side of the Rockies, circle over us. Higher elevations, looking at quite heavy snow possible. Parts of Highway 93, rain plus heavy snow at times. When you combine that, that's very, very tricky driving conditions. So that will be very messy. Banff town site looking at just heavy rain, but up to 60 millimeters is possible. All right, let's talk about what we're looking at for the longer range forecast. 16 degrees is our high for tomorrow. And to break down Calgary, 30 to 40 millimeters of rain on Friday. Embedded thunderstorms are likely in this as well on Friday. Saturday, the heavy rain continues on and off, just a high of 10, 25 to 40 millimeters of rain possible then. And we'll likely have some carryover into Sunday with another few millimeters likely by then.
So Danielle, along with all that rain that we're going to be getting, we're getting also a big cool off, and the winds are going to be picking up too.
Yeah, this is quite the system. It's been hard to forecast the system, I'm not going to lie, because 2 systems combined, that was one thing that we were looking at as a possibility. Now that that has happened, it'll be quite a weather maker for us, and we'll notice a big difference, especially when you compare it to what we've had for today, where we've been in the 20s and it's been absolutely beautiful. You're going to notice the winds start to pick up over these next couple of hours or so, up to 40 kilometers per hour. For this evening, though, it's still fairly quiet. The rain doesn't kick into Calgary till tomorrow. 30 to 40 millimeters of rain possible for tomorrow, just a high of 16. Another 25 to 40 is possible on Saturday, with just a high of 10. And we likely will have some carryover on Sunday as well, and picking up another 3 millimeters. So overall, this is a lot of rainfall on the way for us. Make sure the eavesdrops, the drains by your house, the storm drains, all that stuff is cleared out, and we're ready to go here.
Danielle joins us on location tonight. So when will the rain begin?
Well, for Calgary specifically, the rain will start to kick in on tomorrow morning, Friday morning. It will intensify later in the day, is what you'll notice. And this is long-term widespread rainfall for all of southern Alberta. This is a slow-moving system. And with this, that means that it could really impact us, giving us a lot of rain because it is moving so slow. So let me quickly talk about where we have the statement in place. In all of southern Alberta, in the gray here, that's the weather statement. In the green, that's the rainfall warning that's in place for Kananaskis and up and through Rocky Mountain House area. Just to give you an indication of the rain that is possible with this, well, from Crozes Pass over to Lethbridge, 100 millimeters of rain. This time span for this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Up to 80 millimeters of rain in Calgary, 60 around the Medicine Hat area. But there we're looking at strong wind gusts, and we'll talk more about the risks that come with that as well. So Kananaskis and up to 200 millimeters of rain possible with this. So right now what we have is the calm before the storm, 19 degrees. The winds are starting to pick up. The clouds are starting to roll in, all ahead of this system. That rain will arrive tomorrow. It will also be much cooler with a high of 16. I'll have more details on the system for you in just a little bit. Ian?
Okay, Danielle, you're at Yama Vans tonight. I understand they're great for camping, but this is not necessarily a camping weekend, is it?
No, this is not a camping weekend in all of southern Alberta. This is a weekend that we have to stay indoors, take seriously. Down trees, power outages, those things may be a possibility, localized flooding. Before I get into all of those details, I'm joined by my friend, Shannon McMillan, Calgary Health Foundation. We're a little overdressed, as we were talking about maybe for this.
Yeah.
But we were also talking about, so this is a outfitted Yama van. Super cool. We were talking about ideas. What could we do if we won? What would we do?
I know. Well, I was saying at this time of year, end of the school year, I'm ready to have my teenagers out of the house. So they could be in the driveway out here, but I'm also ready to work remotely. And you can go off-grid with this, so you could spend the summer by a lake.
Amazing. And this is one of the prizes that you could win.
That's right. So early bird deadline, midnight tomorrow night for our new Mountain Edition lottery. And it is over 90% sold already. So you want to make sure you get your tickets.
Ooh, it's selling fast.
It is selling fast. And this is glamping for sure.
Yes.
But for those of you who are not campers, you can take $300,000 cash.
That's a good, both of those scenarios are very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you head to the mountains, for example, well, that's fantastic too, because you can outfit this in a way where you can just kind of even be off the grid.
Yeah, and it's customizable through Yama Vans, a local company here in Calgary, which is fantastic, and it's set up for any adventure you like to do. So if you're a mountain biker, skier, get your gear, load it up here. This is amazing. You don't want to miss out on this, for sure.
This is pretty cool. Okay, so from the Yama van, this outfitted one, this gives you an idea of what's possible. I'm going to give you the forecast here, and the forecast is not as exciting as this Yama van. Okay, so let's get into the details. Just a look at temperatures. Well, this is the calm before the storm, as you can see. Nice temperatures today. We had lots of sunshine today. Winds relatively calm for today. In the dark gray, this is where we have the weather statement in place for all of southern Alberta. And then in the green there, that's the rainfall warning. So Kananaskis up through the Rocky Mountain House area. I'm going to give you an indication of totals, rain totals that are possible. And consider this. This is in just a 3-day period. This is basically a month's worth, if not more, of rain in just 3 days. So up to 200 millimeters is possible in some localized areas, basically the further west, so Kananaskis and south. Crow's Nest Pass, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, 100 millimeters of rain possible in the 3-day span. And for Calgary, 50 to 80 millimeters. Less to the east of the QE2, 60 plus millimeters, but this will likely be combined with strong wind gusts. And what we get with a risk with that is down trees and power outages, because when all the ground is saturated and then we add more rain and then you have the wind, it could push some trees over. So localized flooding in many areas. This is a lot of rain in a very short period of time. This is a look at the system now in the Pacific. Basically, it was 2 systems before, and now they have joined forces. They're connected to an upper level low. This will be a very slow mover, so it will hover over us for days. I'm just going to advance this so you can basically see what the system will do to us over the next few days, and it will pack quite a punch, as you can see. And in the south end, it will carry even into much of Sunday. Okay, let me give you an idea of the forecast temperatures and everything for Calgary. 16 degrees for tomorrow. Just tomorrow alone 30 to 40 millimeters of rain. Saturday, 25 to 40 millimeters of rain and just a high of 10. And we'll likely have a little bit of carryover into Sunday with another 3 millimeters possible. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. All right, well, right now it's the calm before the storm. Some clouds are starting to roll in. The winds are starting to pick up a little bit here. A few signs of things to come. We have a lot of rain in the forecast for all of southern Alberta, and some localized areas could see over 100 millimeters of rain with this system over 3 days. All right, let's talk about current temperatures really quickly. And when I say calm before the storm, we had a fantastic day out there today. We're sitting at 19 right now in Calgary, 27 still in Lethbridge, 26 in Medicine Hat. All right, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. For the evening, the rest of the evening, it's quiet, just a little windy at times, up to 40 kilometers per hour. Should be quiet overnight as well, but a little windy at times, up to 40 as well. But tomorrow morning, the rain starts to kick in. It should intensify by the afternoon. We're just looking at a high of 16 for tomorrow. Now, these are rainfall totals looking at a 3-day time span Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Up to 80 millimeters is possible in Calgary, 100 millimeters south of Calgary, and some localized areas off to the west could get up to 200 millimeters of rain. To the east of the QE2, the big thing is the rain, the localized flooding, and then the strong wind gusts, which could even topple trees. Okay, that's the system out in the Pacific right now. We had two systems join forces, and this is why it's going to increase that intensity. For tomorrow, rainy in Kelowna, rainy in Fernie and Golden, all of southern BC. Edmonton, down through Rocky Mountain House, Red Deer, you can see temperatures much cooler, just in the teens for many communities. Isolated thunderstorms could be part of this as well and embedded in this system. Lethbridge looking at a high of 13, Medicine Hat 16, and looking at that 10-day trend, it's cold for the next few days. We'll be back into the 20s by Tuesday of next week.
Within boxing, you get that tight quarters, that competitive nature, feeling comfortable being uncomfortable again. So yeah, it's safe, it's different, it's fun, it gets them out of the gym, and yeah, it's great cross training.
I can tell you they all have fun.
Yeah, great advice to get out of your comfort zone as well for anybody. Okay, Danielle, it's about to begin sometime tomorrow morning.
Whew. Speaking of out of the comfort zone, right, Ian? Yeah, a whole lot of rain, a whole whack of rain. Calgary specifically, let's talk about it, 30 to 40 millimeters of rain just tomorrow, and check out those daytime highs. It's going to be cold, windy, rainy, embedded thunderstorms possible, 25 to 40 millimeters on Saturday, and then it'll start to move on out by the time we get a... Okay, this says Libby Goodliff here for weather window. But this is a picture from Ron Jeffrey from yesterday. But anyway, your weather window is brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, Alberta's climate. Either way, how nice is that picture?
A while before we see something like that. Thanks very much. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.